Anyways, my question is, have you ever been to a Super Bowl or hung around for the week before seeing what all the action is like? My friend asked me if I wanted to go this year, but I'd rather watch it at home. I like to watch sports alone. Loved you on Cowherd. Go Pats. All right, here's the deal. I have been to 2 Super Bowls. I went to the Patriots when we played the Green Bay Packers. Remember that? And Brett Favre fucking threw that touchdown pass and then took his helmet off and ran like half the fucking football field because his agent told him to do that. And give us a big astronaut smile when you do it, right? That was cool just to be, like, the first time you go to a Super Bowl, if you're ever lucky enough to go to one, there is that thing that you can't believe you're at the thing that basically most of the United States is watching, that you're there. And I remember going down there. It was in New Orleans, and it was just all the Patriots fans were a bunch of drunks, and then of course the Wisconsin fans who are the same level of drunks. But there's just something about Wisconsin, like the Midwest. There's a certain level of common decency. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They just don't go as hard. It's weird. Certain times you see them, though, they're more animals than East Coast people, but, you know, it's an ugly thing, you know. East Coast sports fans, we're lunatics, so we're all up there screaming and yelling on one of those balconies, fucking hammered, down on Bourbon Street, right? And John Kerry walked by, and everybody was yelling, John Kerry, what do you think about the Patriots, blah, blah, blah. And he just looked up, and he had this big phony smile. This is like an act out. You're not going to get it. But you know that stupid, like, old school, like, you know, let's go get him. And you, like, sort of, like, do you make a fist, right? And you kind of act like you're maybe throwing a baseball to home plate. You're like, yeah. You kind of do one of those. Whoa. He did it. He did it like slow motion. He made the fist. He paused, and he just went, and then kind of threw it like that really slow. It was so fucking weird. He was so detached from his own body. And I'm convinced now, after I saw Bill Clinton do it, that they just know people are taking pictures of them. So that they don't even give a fuck about interacting with you. It's all about what you look like in the paper. That was that time I told you, long story, but I ended up, Bill Clinton, when he was still president, this is pre-getting impeached and all that shit, he came down to Boston, and one of my friends wanted to go down and see the motorcade. I didn't want to fucking go. My buddy didn't want to go. He convinces us to fucking go. He's going to buy lunch. So we go, all right, fine, fuck it, right? So we fucking go down there. He's all excited. He just wants to see the motorcade go by because he'd watched so much of that JFK shit. You know, he just wanted to see a motorcade. And that's like a big deal to see the presidential motorcade. I can admit that was pretty exciting to see. So they start coming down the street. And right before they get to us, we're like, finally, here it comes. He's going to see the motorcade drive by, and then we can all fucking go home. He can buy us lunch, right? Right before they got to us, they made a right turn to go into this alley. Right before they got to us, like, you know, probably like 50 yards up. We're like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. And this dude was so into, like, knowing politics, he was just going like, don't worry, he's just going to go in there. It's a women's college. He usually speaks on average from 50 to 65 minutes. I'll go run and get us some, you know, a couple slices of pizza, whatever. So we go, fine. So he fucking takes off, and we're standing there. And all of a sudden, the Secret Service starts walking down the street, telling everybody, we're up against those little police, little sawhorse things, telling us, get your hands up, get your hands up. And the motorcade starts driving. And who's walking down the street? Fucking Bill Clinton with Ted Kennedy and somebody else. Ted Kennedy was first. I think I already told this story. Dude, his fucking head, I swear to God, was the size of like a fucking safe. I've never seen a head that big in my life. Like, I literally went to, like, have both your hands up so the Secret Service could see your hand. And they were just sort of high-fiving people as they walk by. I remember, and Bill Clinton comes by, and everybody's like, oh, Mr. President, Bill Clinton. And he wasn't saying anything. He just had both his hands up. He was slowly walking. And just imagine smiling with your mouth open. Like, yeah, like you were doing that, but your face was just frozen. He was just walking past all of us doing that, like, and everybody was yelling to him. Everybody was saying stuff, and he did not say anything to anybody. He just had that fucking look on his face with both his hands up. He looked like a fucking crazy person. But then the next day, the front page of the paper, you see the guy and he's on the front page of the paper like, and it looked like we were all having a great time. I thought there was something wrong with him. Also, I will tell you right now, dude, the softest fucking hands of any guy ever. Ever. He has not done a fucking day's work of manual labor in his life. Baby soft. Now that I have a daughter, baby soft fucking hands. That's how he gets the ladies. That's what it is. He puts one of those soft baby hands on your shoulders, takes out a cigar, and it is game, set, match. So anyways, he fucking does this shit. Then they jump in the car, and then they fucking leave. Everybody's freaking out. And then it's just over. And people just start to walk away and leave. Okay, all of this took less than like 38 seconds. Okay? Because the Secret Service was not going to have the president exposed to the public for that long. So anyways, he jumps in the car as they leave. Everybody's like high off of, oh my God, I shook the president's hand. How big was Ted Kennedy's head? That takes about a minute for people to be like, what the fuck? And then people just start walking away. And then like 15 seconds after that, my buddy comes walking up, the dude who wanted to see all of it. And he just sees everybody has left. I remember he was biting into a slice of pizza and he kind of stopped his bite and he just looks over and he goes, I missed it, didn't I? And I just looked at him and I felt bad. I was like, I shook his hand. And he goes, no, you didn't. And then my buddy, who was a total pothead, was galloping around sideways, like in a circle, just screaming, I shook it twice! I shook it twice! Oh, that was such a fucking sad, quiet ride home, and we were trying not to fucking laugh. We just started laughing after a while, and he just refused to believe it. But the details we had, he knew that it was fucking true. And then the next day in the paper, he saw, because we were saying like, dude, he wasn't saying anything. I'll never forget that. He just was like, oh, but without, like, that's the noise he should have been making. But he wasn't making that noise. He just had his mouth open with his fucking hands up. And the next day in the paper, though, he looked like a champ. The man looked like a champ. All right. Jesus, that was a long way to go.